Well, here is a sweet update on Prince Harry's ongoing global advocacy. So, guys, today we're going to look at honoring Harry's activism and, of course, Diana's legacy. It continues to live on. We continue to admire her son for just living and just pursuing her legacy, things that she was passionate about. And we know that Harry is his mother's son, and he continues to do well by her, and we're so proud of him. So the Duke of Sussex has appeared in a powerful new UNAIDS campaign video, standing alongside big names like Magic Johnson and Charlize Theron. Together, they are calling for urgent action against HIV and AIDS at a time when funding cuts threaten to undo decades of progress.
Without urgent action, we will slip backwards. We're already seeing drastic cuts to HIV prevention and treatment programs.
Cuts to services that are keeping people alive.
If funding is not restored, UNAIDS estimates that it could lead to 4.2 million more unnecessary preventable deaths by 2029.
These cuts are political choice that will cost lives.
Let's not slip backwards.
We can end AIDS by 2030 if we fund the global HIV response.
This is a moment to rise to the occasion and act in global solidarity.
The world must stand together to end AIDS.
To end AIDS.
To end AIDS.
To end AIDS
by
by 2030.
But what makes this moment even more poignant is the fact that Harry is following directly in the footsteps of his late mother, Princess Diana, whose groundbreaking work helped destigmatize HIV and AIDS back in the 1980s and 1990s. The video, released by the United Nations Global Gathering in September 2025, warns that severe cuts to HIV prevention and treatment programs could have devastating consequences.
Millions of lives have been saved.
Today, over 40 million people all around the world are living with HIV.
40 years ago, the world faced one of its deadliest threats, HIV.
A virus that, without treatment, led to AIDS.
That crisis was ignored because of stigma, shame, and misinformation.
But activists and communities all over the world rose up.
From New York to Nairobi,
Johannesburg to Jakarta.
They organized,
Educated.
And demanded action.
They forced governments and scientists to pay attention.
and the world came together in solidarity, and millions
Millions of lives.
Millions of lives have been saved.
Today, over 40 million people all around the world are living with HIV.
thanks to science, courageous leadership, community strength.
over 30 million of us are on life-saving treatment.
In 2015, the world set a goal to end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030, spreading hope.
Spreading hope around the world.
But with severe cuts in funding from multiple countries,
The goal will soon be out of reach.
Discrimination and criminalization
Are pushing people even further from care.
And services are disappearing overnight.
While many countries already overwhelmed by debt can't step in fast enough.
Without urgent action, we will slip backwards. We're already seeing drastic cuts to HIV prevention and treatment programs.
Cuts to services that are keeping people alive.
If funding is not restored, UNAIDS estimates that it could lead to 4.2 million more unnecessary preventable deaths by 2029.
These cuts are political choice that will cost lives.
Let's not slip backwards.
We can end AIDS by 2030 if we fund the global HIV response.
we have new medicines. We're on the edge of a breakthrough.
But only if everyone has access to it.
No one should be left behind because of who they are or where they live.
A generation of young people living with HIV are counting on us.
And we're counting on them. They are the world's hope.
Hope needs funding.
Action needs courage.
And no country can do this alone.
This is a moment to rise to the occasion and act in global solidarity.
The world must stand together to end AIDS.
To end AIDS.
To end AIDS.
To
end AIDS
by 2030.
And we know, I think, with what had happened to USAID in the US with Elon Musk, and they cut back a lot of people they say are going to suffer, are going to be impacted. And this was so devastating and so wrong. They should not have cut in a time when when you need to continue care for people that are in need, right? So that is the urgent call here. So Prince Harry states plainly in the video, without urgent action, we will slip backwards. We are already seeing drastic cuts to HIV prevention and treatment programs. Charlize Theron added that if these funding cuts aren't reversed, UNAIDS estimate that 4.2 million preventative deaths could occur by 2029. Guys, that's not far. That's 4 years from now. You're telling me 4.2 million deaths could be saved if we just reverse the cuts, guys. Harry's statement after the film was just as urgent. He explained that babies are being born with HIV due to interruptions in antiretroviral treatments for mothers. Can you imagine that children are being affected just because the parents are not getting their antiretroviral? This is sad. If nothing is done, the world could see 6 million new infections and 4 million deaths within the next 4 years alone. Harry emphasized that sustained investment has already proven to save lives and build stronger communities. To abandon that work now, he said, would be nothing less than a betrayal of progress. Harry's passionate involvement is deeply personal. Many will remember that Princess Diana was one of the first global figures to publicly embrace HIV and AIDS patients, famously shaking hands with individuals at a time when stigma and fear were rampant. Her compassion and courage broke down barriers and helped educate the world that HIV could not be spread through casual contact. Harry has carried that torch forward, publicly taking HIV tests, including one with singer Rihanna, to show the importance of knowing one's status and normalizing the conversation. This is more than just a campaign for Harry. It's a continuation of his mother's legacy, built on compassion, visibility, and action. For nearly 2 decades, Harry's major vehicle for HIV work has been Sentebale, the charity he co-founded with Princeso of Lesotho. Sentebale, which means forget-me-not in Sesotho, has supported over 100,000 children across southern Africa, including those living with HIV, facing mental health challenges, or growing up in extreme poverty. However, earlier this year, Harry and Cecil stepped down as patron following internal turmoil. Reports suggested tensions between the board of trustees and chairwoman Sophie Chandorka, with allegations of poor governance, bullying, and financial strain on the charity. The Charity Commission launched an investigation but ultimately found no evidence of systemic bullying, harassment, misogyny, or overreach by either Harry or Chandorka, which we thought the commission was ridiculous. Despite the fallout, Sentebale's impact remains undeniable, and Harry has pledged to continue the mission, finding new ways to support vulnerable children in Lesotho and Botswana. So why does Harry's latest UNAIDS campaign carry so much weight? Because the fight against HIV is at a crossroads. Yes, millions of lives have been saved through treatment and education, but the progress is fragile. Cuts to international funding threatens to undo everything achieved. Harry and fellow advocates like Magic Johnson himself, a living testament to medical progress against HIV, are raising the alarm at exactly the right time. This is about ensuring that young people, mothers, and entire communities don't lose access to life-saving care. It's about protecting the most vulnerable populations from being left behind. Prince Harry's activism is not about publicity stunts or quick headlines. It's about carrying forward Princess Diana's compassion and making sure the world doesn't turn its back on a health crisis that is far from over. Yes, Sentebale chapter may have closed with controversy, but Harry's message today is clear. The mission continues, and so does his commitment to those in need. As he put it himself, abandoning this work would be a devastating betrayal. And with his mother's legacy lighting the way, Harry is determined not to let that happen. He continues the fight. He continues to push along, press forward, showing up, doing good. Guys, this is what we tell you about Harry. He always tried to live, to do what he knows would be so pleasing to his mother. But apart from that, he also have a passion. He's passionate about these things. He's passionate. So in essence, the legacy becomes his as well, right? Because he now knows that this was what his mom cares about, but this is also what he cares deeply about. We know about Sentebale. We know he's always advocating for better for people. And we just continue to hope that they restore the funding and bring it back to where it used to be, and even better, because we should not be diminishing what HIV has done. We should be elevating it and making sure that a lot more people are educated, aware of how to get care. Antiretroviral are distributed evenly, and just everything works out properly. So yes, we just continue to thank you, Harry, for advocating. Thank you for doing good. Thank you, Magic Johnson. Thank you, Charlize Theron. Thank you for all involved. Thank you, UNAID, and we are so proud of what you guys are doing, because of you, a lot of lives will be saved. Lives, we're at a crossroad where things can go south, but we are hoping that things will go better for a lot more people and that they'll get the help that they need. So bye guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bye.